Low-carb desserts. Finding alternatives for your favorite foods on a low-carb diet. Part 1. Low-carb desserts go hand in hand with hunger-squashing protein, cheeses, nuts, salads and other vegetables on the acceptable foods list, make it easy for you to stick to a carbohydrate restrictive eating plan. Still, it can be very difficult to adjust to the Atkins, South Beach, Cadman or other carbohydrate restrictive diet because average Americans' eating habits are centered around complex high carbohydrate foods like pasta, bread and certain vegetables like potatoes, corn and carrots, along with snacks and desserts that are filled with sugar, corn syrup and all kinds of other refined carbohydrates. Here are some of the most popular foods in the American diet and the carb-restrictive alternatives that many people use. Sugar while trying to lose weight. Bring it on, clamor low-carb dieters. While most types of diets run from sugar like an Olympic speed skater, carb-restrictive diets laugh in its face because of the wide variety of rich, high-quality sugar substitutes on the market. Of course, the big three are aspartame, Splenda and all-natural stevia, but there are older ones available as well, meaning your taste in a sugar replace is likely to be well met. Splenda can even be used for baking, making it easier than ever for the low-carb dieter to easily satisfy that pesky sweet tooth that puts the bite on most other weight loss plans. Chocolate. Perhaps the very best part of a low-carb diet is the fact there are plenty of rich, luxurious melt-in-your-mouth low-carb chocolates out there that are just as good as the full-sugared ones. Some are even better. There aren't many diets where the substitute is better than the real deal. Chocolate is one of them, triggering that chorus of angel voices to sound inside the heads of chocoholics everywhere. Pizza. Pizza has pretty much become a staple in the American diet and luckily, except for the crust, most of the ingredients fit easily into the low-carb lifestyle. There are even carb-friendly solutions for homemade pizzas that taste just as good as your favorite pizza restaurant. The biggest challenge is the crust, which is basically the biggest carb part of pizza, but there are many substitutes, including low-carb bread. One of my favorite tricks in a pinch, although it is unfortunately quite wasteful, is to order my favorite pizza and scrape the toppings and some of the sauce onto a plate to eat. If you don't want to waste the crust, you can cut them up to use in salads for the rest of your family or find other such uses. If you are in maintenance and have found you can remain at your target weight while eating a little bread, you can always have a slice or two with crust, and many pizza restaurants offer a thin crust version that will cut down on carbs, especially if you request a very thin crust. Having to go without pizza has wrecked many a diet, but there are options when going low carb. Low carb desserts. Finding alternatives for your favorite foods on a low carb diet. Part 1. Low-carb desserts go hand in hand with hunger-squashing protein, cheeses, nuts, salads and other vegetables on the acceptable foods list, make it easy for you to stick to a carbohydrate restrictive eating plan. Still, it can be very